Date, Sheke. Good afternoon, my relatives. Robert Marquez, Yenishe, Shehen, and De Neshle, okay, Mashashin. I'm Apache, Warm Springs, born for the Mexican people, and I'm from the Southwest, Desert Southwest. I'd like to do a little exercise because part of transformative leadership is getting us to think in a little bit different way. I want you to pair up with people around you. So find someone that's next to you that you don't know and introduce yourselves. We're going to give this about 2 minutes. Okay, so pair up with someone you don't know and okay, next, what I would like for you to do is I would like for you to take something that is of value to you, that is yours, in your possession, and I want you to give it to that person in all honesty and appreciate them for all they do. Because we need to appreciate each other, we need to share with each other, and we need to care about one another, because if we can't care about one another, how are we going to care for the world? We need to care about ourselves, and we need to care about each other. So take 2 minutes and do this, and then reciprocate. The person that you paired up with, you return that favor. Okay? I'm going to sit with a gentleman here I just met, Jeremy, and I'll give you an example. Jeremy, for all you do, I would like to give you something as a token of my appreciation for what you do and for the work that you do to help make this world a better place. And I really, really appreciate this. If you want, it could be a word even. That's all right. Time? You tell me. Do I have this mic on? Okay. 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 Time's up. I hope you made a good friend. And sometimes working in these communities and in the places that we work, you know, it's sometimes the intangibles. It's sometimes the things that we don't think of that make the biggest difference. And sometimes what we think is valuable, you know, it could just be materialistic. You know, sometimes all you have, sometimes people say, well, I got this gift, I should give them this gift. You know, what are you measuring against? Sometimes it's just about being human. Sometimes the best thing you can give, the best gift, is a really, really kind word. There are many things like that, lessons that you will learn. And I'm going to focus on the cycles of nature and give you a little bit of path and insight into my path in life. as a mechanical engineer, worked for Hewlett-Packard, traveled around the world, worked on sophisticated high-tech products, and realized there was a growing gap, huge growing gap, between those that have and those that don't have. And I come from a community that doesn't have, and it's, in this day and age, Bernard talked about it, we have issues within our own borders. Housing is, we have, drinking water out of 55-gallon drums, having to haul it 20 miles away, poor, no sanitation systems. Housing doesn't exist or very minimal. If you ever go to Pine Ridge or Rosebud Reservation in the middle of winter, you can see through the walls and see the snow outside, and people live under those conditions. So, it's very important, I think, that we understand that we have this compassion, all of us. That's why we're here. And we're all in this together. And one of the comments that I made in introducing myself was, my relatives, we are all related. You are my relatives. So we should treat each other as relatives. So, where do I point it? So, in leaving Hewlett-Packard and going out back to the communities to work, work started in 1991. This was my vision at the time, and my view was to try to provide tools and technologies. Well, I got a lot more out of it than this. In other words, I got more out of it than what I've done. So that's happening. I'm sure everybody here has similar stories. And so I'm going to talk a little bit. Here's the agenda. I'm going to talk about 4 elements and nature cycles, some methodology, examples of environmental problems and proposed solutions, feedback and discussion. And where did this come from? And, I have a picture of the shiprock. A lot of this work came from the Four Corners region. And it's they refer to us as their crazy cousins. It comes from Navajo Dene. We're in De, they're Dene. And it comes from Dene philosophy. And from many, many ancestors that I spend time with, talking about the past and talking about technologies and talking about these things, this is where this comes from. So we start with the 4 basic elements: fire, water, air, and earth. Some people may refer to it as not fire, but light, and I call it energy. Water could pertain to liquids, and air or gases, because I'm also a chemist, so these are the states. Earth and the solids. What I wanted to say, one of the things that you learn is when 2 or more of these things come together, you have tremendous potential, okay? And we are all of those things. So incredible potential, potential to do many, many, many things. And so I'm going to go the seasons, the spring, and in the time of day, dawn, summer, midday, fall, dusk, winter, night. Notice the colors. And they go with, in some cases, you'll see the color red instead of the color blue or turquoise. We refer to it because we like turquoise, and so we sometimes refer to ours as a turquoise people, us and the Navajos, and but that represents the 4 races as well, or the 4 groups that come together to form the humanity. So nature's 4 life stages, you start at birth, infancy, and also the directions, if you'll notice the way things flow. Also, if you notice within each circle Each area is a circle. So that means it has its 4 directions. It has a start and a beginning. And so you go from birth, infancy, childhood, you go through adulthood, elderly, decay,